Good day, everyone. My name is Odushola Fadmi Etisilope Olufunke. The title of my presentation is Authentic-Based Multimedia as Determinant of Learning Sources among Accounting Education Students in Tertiary Institutions in Southwest Nigeria. The article consists of the introduction, literature review, methodology, and conclusion. And the introduction consists of the problem statement, the research aim, the research question, and the significance of the study, and the variables which are to be discussed in the literature review are being reviewed, and also the methodology used is the research design, participants and procedure used, and the measures and analytical procedure, and also the ethical considerations and references. Authentic learning environment is curriculum proposed to relate what students are learned at school to real-world problems, difficulties, and implementation, unto which the learning environment would represent the complexity of uncertainty of everyday life in the real-world situation. Therefore, the issues students faced with authentic-based learning environments during the classroom activities are poor literature on the relationship between the behavior and the cognitive engagement among tertiary institution students. Also, authentic problems are more challenging and students can be more accustomed with a real situation than with an imaginary one. Therefore, students provided with more realistic learning experience should be focused on creativity and practice with the aid of multimedia in order to better understanding to facilitate the development of authentic environments. Also, several researchers have attempted to identify the observations of authenticity to improve the knowledge of how students interpret the elements of their courses. Therefore, the authentic learning environment and the real world has built these the 21st century skills in which students can learn. The multimedia authentic-based learning for real-world engagement, which is also included in the background, it enables the students to study the concepts that requires learning by integrating the information in the real-life situation, which surrounds them and connects them with the needs in their larger environment. And also the current authentic-based multimedia learning environment issues have been looked into, whereby accounting has been overlooked and the lack of connections of engagement with the use of multimedia ways to teach the students is not appropriately guided. It's not well guided to help the students in the learning environment. Despite the major work being done in several institutions over the previous years on the authentic learning environment. Therefore, the issues of engagement supported by multimedia learning is that when students are engaged with multimedia tools, it gives them the personality and heart as a supplement to face-to-face instructional materials. Learning becomes useful to them when they are more engaged. Therefore, as we can see in the images, as we can see that authentic learning is an educational strategy in education that allows students to investigate, to discuss meaningful concepts and relationship situations that incorporate the real world issues or the real world problems. As you can see in the image, how the students are being engaged with several instruction strategies in their learning. Some are holding sticks, maybe to use it to count in the classroom, and some they are engaged with machines. Some are engaged with science materials. That this helps them, you know, to be engaged in whatever they are doing with this instruction, with these strategies being used. They come together, they engage with different activities together in the classroom. Therefore, the traditional methods of learning has been used in the educational purpose over the years, which makes performance of accounting education students to remain poor. This makes their learning to this makes the learning of the students not to be able to gain enough enough knowledge when the teachers have been teaching them in the classroom with the traditional method. But when they are engaged with the new method, with the strategy, with the strategy that will make the students to be engaged with one thing or the other, therefore, it will make the performance of the students to be more active in the classroom. Also, accounting classes is anticipated with little or no information, which does not allow the students to actively engage knowledge in the classroom. And it has also been observed that there is no perfect way to improve students' engagement in the learning environment. Therefore, the objectives of this study is to examine the effect of authentic-based multimedia learning environment on student engagement with accounting education in Nigerian higher institution, which affects their performance in tests, affect their cognitive engagement level, and also affect their behavioral engagement level. Therefore, this study will be significant to the study by taking a passive role in the learning process, and which would provide them opportunities for the students to learn more on how to construct their own knowledge through engaging in problem solving, through critical thinking, self-directed inquiry in the real world environment. That, that which it will give the students opportunities. It will make them to be able to put their own mind in what they are going to create, to give them a creative heart in whatever they want to do in the classroom. They can make like making, for example, making one maybe a machine to work. They make use of this, they engage with this machine and make give them the insights of what they are going to use to solve the problem they have in the real world situation. Also, in the literature review, we reviewed 80 pieces of literature, and which 8 were studies from 2014 to 2020. The key emerging themes of this review is technology, authentic learning environment, and the students' engagement. This work has been done in Singapore, looking at the effect of problem based on student engagement in polytechnics, but it has not been done in Nigeria, which allows the author to carry out the study on the effect of authentic-based multimedia learning on student engagement in the higher institution. Therefore, the methodology used in this article is the pretest process design, and the purpose of purposive sample of 90 undergraduate students was used for this study, and the mean t-test and standard deviation was the data analysis used to collect data for this article. Therefore, the Pearson correlation coefficient is used to determine the test and retest reliability of the student performance in tests, which is based on 0.0 value. Therefore, the conclusion for this article, the statistical significance of the findings suggests that multimedia has the ability to engage students in an authentic-based learning environment. Therefore, the findings could offer instructors and researchers some informed ideas for using authentic-based learning environments to achieve their learning objectives. Therefore, it was concluded that the findings are relevant and the study attempted to examine the effects of authentic-based multimedia learning environments on students' engagement in the um, classroom. Thank you. Thank you, Terima kasih.